In today's video, we're going to share the beginner guide to running. I did one last year, but this one is not sponsored. There are no products, no brands. I'll talk about the things that I've used, that I've learned. I ran 5 marathons in the past 2 years. I was never a runner, but now I run, and I'm going to share the tips and tricks. So here we go. The very first thing that you need is running shoes. You need some workout clothes, which could literally be any clothes. And then you are ready to run. So that's the end of the video. Just find some clothes. You can wear your suit for all I care. As long as you're wearing somewhat comfortable shoes, you could run a mile. That's all you need. It's easy as that. All right, I'll see ya. I am joking. I'm not joking. I'm partly joking. That's really all you need. But at the same time, there are some things that I've learned around sleep, nutrition, training programs, my preferences around shoes, preferences around running clothes. So today I'm gonna share that while I do a 19-mile run. I already ran 5 miles this morning and doing 5 miles before. And then I'm gonna eat breakfast and finish the last 14 miles just because my body's a little destroyed. And I think just taking an hour-ish, 2 hour-ish break between is gonna be a little bit better for my nervous system this week. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be done. It is still the morning, so I took a break between the runs. Cody is gonna roller skate, and I'm gonna run. I'm not in New York today because why not be in California when you can be in New York in the winter? It's beautiful, we can run shirtless, it's gonna be amazing. And we're just gonna have fun today, so let's go. But before we start running, warm up, always warm up. I do have a little warm-up routine. I like to just warm up my hip flexors. So that means lifting my knees up as high as I can, get those muscles moving. I'll do like 5 on each side. Warm up my hamstring, so we're just doing each of the muscles in my legs. Little toe touches, maybe 5 on each side. And then a little bit of quads. I'll do some dynamic stretching. Reach up, about 5 on each side probably. We'll get some hops in to activate my glutes, single leg hops. Single leg hops the other side. I'll do some squats just to get my legs warmed up, some blood flowing. So toe lifts, calf raises, both sides. 5 on each side. I'm trying to warm up every muscle from my feet, ankles, lower leg, upper leg, glutes, lower back. And then, you know, some twists are actually really nice too. I forgot about this. Hip flexors, dynamic movement. I try to do the same exact warm-up routine every run, and I always force myself to do a warm-up because I've learned if you don't warm up, you're more likely to mess up your body. Double leg hops, single leg hops, keeping your foot flat, activating glutes. I'll do some knee ups. And then the most important part, you gotta take your tarps off. Because if you run with the shirt on, what are you doing? Cool, let me get my watch started. All right, we're starting the outdoor run on the Apple Watch. Usually I do a run and workout, but since I already did the run and workout earlier today, I'm just gonna do an outdoor run and we'll link it in the app later. And then I'm gonna pull up the Garmin. We're gonna pull up the Garmin here because I'm crazy and right now I'm running with 2 watches. They're gonna be slightly different. We wanna go to Saturday long run, 19 miles. We're gonna do this workout. It's gonna find GPS, we're cleared there. Hit start, and since we already did 5 miles, we're gonna run about 14.5 miles. Cool, all right, watches are ready to go. And we'll run, let's do it. Okay, the very first tip is training plan. If you're not running, you're not gonna get more fit. More miles, more fitness. So training plans are free. You can go download a PDF. You can go ask ChatGPT to make you one. But having one is the first step. The second part of that subset is actually doing the training plan. So yes, you can download a PDF, get ChatGPT, but if you're not staying accountable and actually showing up to those workouts, you're not gonna get faster and better at running. So I think that if you're a very beginner into running, run 10 minutes a day, twice a week. Keep it as easy as possible. If you're like, I want to improve my fitness, chase a goal, then yeah, you need a training plan that's going to help you get to that goal in a period of time. Now, I've had a running coach. I've created my own running programs. Currently, I'm running with an app, which I have linked down below, and I like using them. The reason that I like running coaches and running apps over PDFs and ChatGPT is that they reduce the friction to getting your workouts done. When I had a running coach, he would input the workouts into an app. With Runna, the workouts are built into my calendar, so it blocks off my calendar. The workout is sent directly to my watch. Like I have 19 miles today, and it shows up on my watch, do 19 miles at this pace. It's gonna take about this long. If it's a fast workout, like 600 meters or tempo, it's gonna have a 1.5 mile warm-up blocked off. When I finish those 1.5 miles, it beeps. When I start the 3 miles, it's gonna give me a barometer of, are you within the range of running fast enough? So that's the reason I like having an app, because it makes the process of not having to think about the workout that much easier. So yes, you're paying for convenience. You're not really paying for the workout. You're paying for convenience and effortless, and have custom workouts built to your current fitness levels. Don't try to do any workout. But training plan is the most critical part. If you don't have that, nothing else is important. Watches, shoes, clothes, that stuff doesn't matter if your training plan is not there. Now this video is not sponsored. I watched the last video and I really appreciate the comments. Like the #1 pinned comment said like 80% of the videos are sponsored. This video is not sponsored, so I'm not gonna tell you what app I use. I'm not gonna say go do this, go do that. But the goal this year is less sponsored videos, more just authentic, real videos. Like we're just going for a run. We got Cody filming on rollerblades, holding a little DJI camera. But I want it to just feel natural, organic, simple, and it's just you and me dying probably right now. I'm out of breath, but that's all we're doing. Okay, the second tip, I'm a big believer in don't get injured, don't get sick, and then more miles equals more fitness. So more running, the better. But if you get sick, you get injured, you can't run. So it's like taking the steps to inoculate yourself from those things happening. And I think the most important thing is sleep and nutrition. So sleep, getting enough sleep every night. If you're not sleeping your proper 8 hours, you're more likely to get injured. So many people want to like train for an event and then they're like, oh, I'm gonna go out to the bars tonight. I'm gonna party. I'm gonna stay up late. I'm gonna work more on this project. But it's like you have to prioritize sleep, sleeping enough and sleeping consistently. Waking up and going to bed at the same time, you know, close enough. So those are huge. And then nutrition, eating properly, eating healthy foods, avoiding processed foods, and eating before your runs. I typically don't eat if the run is less than an hour. I'll just eat normally. But if it's more than an hour, like this long run, I'll take in carbs and electrolytes. I like to do 1,000 to 2,000 grams of sodium. That's just what I found works for me for the longer runs, depending on the temperature and the humidity. And then carbs, I usually do 1 or 2 like servings of the fuel hydration, whether it's from Momentous or Go One More. And I'll use that to make sure I'm taking enough carbs before the run. And then gels every like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, based on the duration of the run. But these are all secondary to getting your training plan. So if you haven't done your training plan, don't watch the rest of this video. But this is like important nutrition. Water, I'll try to drink water, I'll sip it throughout. I don't run with water, but in New York City there's water fountains. So I'll sip here in California. I know there's a water fountain coming up, so I'll run to that. And then I'll leave water in the car and make that like a halfway point where run down, stop the car, run up. So it's like, it's okay to stop on your long runs, refuel, rehydrate. Obviously in a race, they're gonna have water stations, but you do need to bring your own carbs, electrolytes. So really lock in sleep, consistency in hours, nutrition, whole foods, avoid processed foods. If you're like, this is so much, the biggest 2 rules I found is no alcohol. If you can do no alcohol, the amount of percentage of healthier you'll be is enormous compared to everything else. That'll make the biggest impact, and it's the easiest decision. Second one, which maybe is half as good, is avoiding processed foods. That also helps. But I think no drinking is gonna make a massive difference in your health. And that's why my goal this year is not barely drink at all. If I could quit it entirely, I would. But maybe, 1 drink a month, maybe, if that. So I guess a few things, like how did I figure out which gels I liked? Experimentation, I like Morton and Precision Nutrition, hydration. Morton's my favorite, and that just came through experimentation, which one made my stomach feel okay. Salt-wise, I just have so much element that I just ended up sticking with that. But there's a lot of good salt options out there. Ones without caffeine, with caffeine, and there's different things with different things in it. I just wanted the cleanest ones so I could put whatever I want in it. and that's why I went with Element. And it's 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram of sodium. So it's easy to be like, let's pop in 2 grams. But it's really, you gotta try them all. Your body's gonna respond differently, you're gonna feel differently. Your long runs are practice to try your shoes, your gels, your water. These are all experiments leading up to the marathon to see what works best for your body. So what works for me might not work for you. Try them all, but those are my favorites. All right, status update. We are 43 minutes in, 4.89 miles, I guess close to 5 miles. Heart rate's around 137 around that after that break. My watch says I have 14 miles left, but since we did 5 minus that, it makes 9 miles left. So 9 miles to go. We're gonna go another 4.8 miles back, do a rest stop at the car, and then finish off the last 3 to 4 miles. So it's kind of like 3 sets of 4 miles. Pretty cool. Feeling okay. Tummy's a little feeling big, but feeling good. All right, the fourth one, shoes. Now, do you need shoes? Yes, it is ideal to minimize your risk for injury. Getting the right shoes for you. I think when I first started running, I was like, let me just get whatever shoes Nick Bear is running because he's jacked, he's fast. I want to be like him. And so I bought the Saucony Endorphin, whatever. A little narrow for me. I have wide feet. I've noticed when I wear tight socks, when I wear narrow shoes, it doesn't help. It actually makes the bottom of my feet hurt. So I've learned, because I have wide feet, I need wider shoes. Ultras I like. These Nike Zoom Flies I really like. They're wide toe box. And then I wear toe socks. That also helps. Because I think when my toes get scrunched by tight socks, it hurts my feet for some reason. So that's where experimentation comes in. If you already have shoes, run a mile in those. 1 mile, maybe even like 2 minutes of running, you're gonna be fine. But as you start adding more mileage and you start showing yourself that you're consistent with your training plan, then go to a shoe store. I like to go to 2 different shoe stores because some of these guys will try to sell you stuff that you don't need. Get multiple opinions, doesn't hurt. And then buy a pair of shoes that feels good. Some of them even have good return policies, but you have to experiment to find the best shoe for you. Things that I've learned, my story, wide shoes. I usually go a little bit size up, half size maybe, or a size depending on the brand, because my feet swell when I'm running, and it's actually uncomfortable if they're too small. And then a lot more blisters and chafing. And then socks, toe socks, compression socks, cotton socks. Cotton socks are huge. If you want to minimize blisters, toe socks, cotton toe socks, even better. But I have made a video where I went to multiple shoe stores. You can go watch that. Find the shoes that best fit you. And that requires knowing your type of foot and going to the store and trying them on. Running shoe store, REI, go to a couple, don't go to just one. And then buy a shoe after you've proven to yourself that you're staying consistent with your training plan. This brings us into point number 5, clothing. Now, this is a free t-shirt. These are also free shorts. You don't need to buy anything special. I'm a big believer in just wear what you have. I know there's a different school of thought, which is if you look cute, you work out harder. And if that's you, that's cool. But for me, just what feels comfortable, what do you already have? Make sure you're showing up consistently, upgrade later. I used to have a friend who wanted to be a DJ. And what he did, he's like, I want to be a DJ. Spends $2,000, $3,000 on the best DJ equipment out there. You know what he did? He never touched his DJ equipment. First step, he should have started DJing on his iPhone, on his laptop, and built the consistency, the habit, and then felt limited by his equipment to upgrade. Do I feel limited by these clothes? No. Do I now buy clothes that have 4 pockets? Yes, because if I wear any other shorts, I feel limited. But other than that, they need to have a liner for me because I don't like to chafe and I don't want to wear underwear. So I have linered shorts that have built-in compression pockets on each side, gels, camera, phone, inhaler. These ones are nice because they have 2 pockets on the outside as well. Those do flap around, so you can't put as much stuff in there. And then running belt. Some people have running belts, running vests. Not my style. Less is more.
I'm already freaking heavy, over 200 pounds. Running that much weight is hard. So the less I have to carry, the better. I bought a vest. You know what? You think I've used it? Cody, you think I used it?
I don't think so.
The tag is still on the running vest. So don't buy anything. Start running with what you have. I have 20 running belts. I use them only when I race, and then maybe for one long run to practice. Outside of that, never use running belts. So we're 9 miles in, 4 miles to go. What I like about this spot is it's a parking lot at a grocery store, and I can just go get my water and nutrition. So I'm not carrying any gels with me today. We're just gonna do that right here at the car and then keep running. It's okay to take breaks, all right? Oh my God, my legs are destroyed. Stopping is actually not the best idea. Because now starting after stopping is very hard. Oh my God. That's electrolyte water, this is carb water, and then I have plain water. You just kind of, oh, I really needed carbs. Wow, that felt good. See, you kind of like experiment. There's no, oh, you have to do it this way. You do need 60 to 90 grams of carbs depending on how much your stomach can take, but there's no rules. There's basic rules, learn those, and then experiment. But if you're not running consistently, nothing else matters. I'm gonna repeat that 10 million times over. And one more thing, that's really important. If you don't do this, like this is what's gonna make the running the hardest part. If you don't follow me on Instagram at Shervin Shares NX, you're never gonna be able to run. So make sure to go there. One thing I've learned, it works for Cody too, is put your clothes, your running shoes right by your bed or wherever is right by your door. So that way the night before, so that way when you wake up, frictionless, right? Tools, technologies, clothes, they should make it effortless for you to go off your run. All that matters is miles. Miles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So do anything, buy anything, use anything that makes it easier and saves you time to run miles and prevents you from getting injured that you can afford. And that's my motto. 11.3 miles in, I probably have 2.5 left, I think, or something. I'm feeling really tired. The fatigue is setting in. This is the part where things get really hard, but you gotta just stay focused, dial down, keep running, and know that it's almost over. But I know if I don't do this, the marathon's gonna be that much harder. This is just getting me ready. But my nervous system is for sure very taxed right now. Another thing about clothes, sometimes you don't need a shirt. When it's nice outside, you wanna get sunlight, one less item to wash, one less item to buy. It's efficient, biker. And then another thing I realized is you can get away with under an hour runs, you can get away with a lot. You know, you can probably get away with no water, no carbs. It's not ideal, but you can get away. You can also get away with wearing a shirt regularly. I don't know why, but for me, if it's over an hour of running, I will get really bad nipple chafing. So I like to put on medical tape on each nipple or run shirtless. So I don't run shirtless because I want to show off. I run shirtless because I forgot my medical tape and then my nipples will start bleeding. Okay, 5, GPS watches. You know, I've been going in order of priority because 1, you don't need a watch. Everyone has a phone. If you didn't know, your phone has a GPS built in. That's how you're able to use Google and Apple Maps. So guess what? You can also track your runs on your phone. Almost everyone has at least one phone, if not more. I have 17. You can just do it that way. Track it on Strava, on the Runner app. There's other apps, Share Aura. I don't know, pick your favorite. But then, once you start to feel limited, you wanna get heart rate, so you buy a heart rate strap on your chest or your bicep. Or you wanna get your heart rate on your wrist. Then you can upgrade to a watch. I know a lot of people don't charge their watches. I know a lot of people who wear the watch and then stop using it. The watch can add a layer of complexity. Learning curve, how do I use the watch? 2, oh no, it's not working, it's not doing it properly. I'm frustrated. These are all things that can go wrong with the watch. Is it nice to have? Yes. Why do I like it? Because I can start, stop without having to pull my phone out of my pocket or even have my phone with me. So I felt limited. I got a watch. Now I wear 2 watches because I'm always testing and just curious about the GPS because they're actually different. This one says 9.04. This one says 9.4. I don't know, the Garmin has been a little weird lately. The heart rate's not working on it. Technology at its finest. For some reason, something always doesn't work with the other watch. So when I have two watches, it's like redundancy. It's like I'm a business. I have a backup GPS, backup heart rate. So I don't know, I run with two watches and I'll take the other one off. I've done tons of reviews on watches. So if you want to go dive deeper into that, go watch one of those videos. But my recommendation, use your phone to track your runs, build consistency, follow your training plan. When you start to feel limited, or maybe after you ran your first marathon, get a GPS watch. All right, point number 6, weather and treadmill versus outdoor running. Running is running. If you need to get your miles in, get your miles in. When it's freezing, like it is right now in New York, my hands get really cold, so I don't run outside as often. I'll do more treadmill running. When it's warmer, or I'm in California, I'll do outdoor running. Do I have a rule? Do I stress about it? No. Am I a professional athlete? No. I'm a below amateur YouTuber / runner. So it's really what makes it the easiest to get your workouts in. It goes back to training program. You gotta get your miles in. You gotta find the method that makes it the easiest. If you have a gym with a treadmill, become its best friend. If that makes it easier to be consistent. I've noticed when I travel, it's hard to find a place where I know I can run, where there's less external factors that slow me down, like wind, people, stoplights, figuring out where to go. You have to think about that. So I have the West Side Highway, which I really like, and now this. These are my two places to do long runs, or a treadmill. Outside of that, I don't want to spend time thinking about where I'm running, unless like it's a 3 to 5 mile easy run. And then I try to go to the track if it's like 600, 800 mile repeats. Just the environment can sometimes make you overthink and overwhelm yourself. So just reduce decision making, make it as easy as possible to show up and do the workout. Especially when it's a long run or it's a harder workout where you have to hit certain times, certain intervals. Just reduce the friction. I like to maintain a easy and repeatable environment. And being mindful, if it's windy, raining, snowing, I'll do treadmill, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Give yourself permission, and don't let the running experts tell you you can't run on a treadmill or it's bad for you. Just run. That's it.
Final tip is accountability. I think once you've got everything else down, doing it with someone else. I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about running a marathon, a half marathon, just like Cody here, right?
Yes, exactly.
And what are you waiting for? Why haven't you run a half or full marathon?
Honestly, I haven't prioritized it. I haven't set my schedule up.
Exactly. And you know what you need to prioritize it and set your schedule is to pick a race. Just register for it before you even do anything else. Because once you do that, you're kind of forced to train, you're forced to show up. It creates this level of accountability of like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and find a training plan and slowly start building a consistent workout routine to get to that goal. If you don't set a deadline and a duration, you're not gonna get there. So my biggest tip, a lot of people are like, yeah, I wanna run a marathon one day. I'm like, then sign up. You don't need to be ready today. You don't need to like train to get ready. You train to get ready once you've registered. You have enough time. You know, it's 12 weeks, 18 weeks. It could even be 3 months out. Just go ahead and register for that marathon and get going. It doesn't need to be the New York City Marathon, although that is one of the coolest marathons in the entire world. Find a smaller marathon near you. Cody, which marathon are you gonna pick this year?
I was literally about to interrupt you and ask when the New York City lottery is.
Oh, see?
No, that's what I'm manifesting. New York City, 2026. Look, it's 2026. It's the year of people running marathons.
Is it?
I think so. I mean, 26.
I feel like it's the year people who are run marathons are now becoming bikers.
Really?
I don't know.
Did you just get a bike?
I did just get a bike. Matt Choi got a bike. Everyone I know is getting bikes. Philly Marathon.
Yeah, I can do the Philly. I used to live there.
You want to do the Philly Marathon together?
Are we doing it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. When does training start?
Training starts now. Subscribe, turn on notifications, follow me at Shervin Shares on Instagram, X. You turn on the bell down there. We're gonna make some more videos this year. I read all your comments, so I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Someone said, hey, you're my hairy ambassador, so I didn't shave my chest. I hope that is valuable to you. I don't shave my chest for you, and that's how much I care about you. So we'll see you next time. Yeah, bye.